Have you ever slammed on the brakes in your car before you even consciously registered the danger ahead? Or have you ever found yourself wrestling with a complex math problem, feeling the mental gears groan as you slowly work through each step? We all make decisions every single day, but we rarely stop to think about how we think. Some of our thoughts are lightning fast, almost instinctual, while others are slow, deliberate, and honestly, a bit lazy. It's as if we have two different characters living inside our heads, each taking the lead depending on the situation. This isn't just a quirky metaphor, it's a fundamental truth about how our minds are wired. The brilliant psychologist Daniel Kahneman gave these two characters names: System 1, System 2. Think of System 1 as your brain's autopilot. It's the fast, intuitive, and emotional part of you. It's what helps you instantly know that 2 plus 2 equals 4, recognize a friend's face in a crowd, or feel a pang of annoyance when someone cuts you in line. System 1 operates automatically and requires almost no effort. It's constantly scanning our environment, making snap judgments and keeping things running smoothly without us having to consciously manage every little detail of our lives. It's the hero that handles the mundane so we can save our energy. On the other hand, we have System 2. This is the slow, deliberate, and logical part of our brain. System 2 is the one you call upon when you need to solve a difficult puzzle, compare two different smartphones for a purchase, or fill out a complicated tax form. It requires focus, attention, and real mental effort. Because of this, System 2 is inherently lazy. It would much rather let System 1 handle things. If you've ever felt that mental drain after a long meeting or a strenuous study session, you have experienced System 2 getting a workout. It's powerful, but it's a limited resource that we can't use all the time. So how does our fast-thinking System 1 make these rapid judgments? It uses mental shortcuts, or what psychologists call heuristics. These are simple rules of thumb that help us navigate a complex world without getting paralyzed by analysis. One of the most common is the anchoring effect. Imagine you walk into a store and see a t-shirt with a price tag of $100. It's on sale for $40. You might feel like you're getting a fantastic deal. But what if the t-shirt was originally priced at $30? Another powerful shortcut is the availability heuristic. This rule tells us that if we can think of something easily, it must be more common or important. For example, after seeing several news reports about plane crashes, we might feel that flying is incredibly dangerous, even though statistics show it's far safer than driving a car. The dramatic, vivid images of a crash are easily recalled, so we overestimate their likelihood. Then there is the clever trick of substitution. When faced with a difficult question, our brains often secretly substitute it with an easier one and answer that instead. For instance, how happy are you with your life these days? Your mind might swap it for an easier one. What is my mood right now? One of the most dangerous consequences of our brain's shortcuts is a powerful sense of overconfidence. Our minds are brilliant at creating coherent, believable stories from the limited information we have. System 1 pieces together what it knows and ignores what it doesn't, creating a narrative that feels complete and true. This leads to what Kahneman calls the illusion of understanding. We look back at past events like a stock market crash or a political election and believe they were easily predictable. We construct a simple story of cause and effect, forgetting the immense uncertainty that existed at the time. This makes us feel that we understand the world better than we actually do. This overconfidence has profound effects on our decisions. Experts, from financial analysts to political pundits, are often no better at predicting the future than simple algorithms, yet we pay them for their confident pronouncements. This is also where the planning fallacy comes into play. Think about the last time you started a home renovation or a big project at work. Did you create a timeline and a budget? And did the project finish on time and within that budget? Probably not. The planning fallacy is our tendency to underestimate the time costs and risks of future actions, while simultaneously overestimating their benefits. We make our plans based on a best-case scenario, a simple story where everything goes right. We fail to account for the countless unexpected problems, the unknown unknowns, that can and will pop up. This leads us to another fascinating idea: prospect theory. Kahneman and his partner, Amos Tversky, showed that we don't treat gains and losses equally. In fact, the pain of losing something is psychologically about twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the exact same thing. Losing $100 feels much worse than gaining $100 feels good. This loss aversion makes us irrationally cautious in some situations and foolishly risky in others. For example, people will often hold on to a losing stock for far too long, hoping it will recover, because selling it would mean making the loss real. The pain of that certain loss is too great to accept. Pay attention to how choices are framed. A burger described as 90% lean versus the exact same burger described as 10% fat. Would you feel the same about a medical procedure with a 90% survival rate as one described with a 10% mortality rate? Understand the experiencing self versus the remembering self. The experiencing self lives in the present moment. The remembering self is the storyteller that pieces memories together. A 2-week vacation might have many pleasant moments. Experiencing self. But if the last day is ruined by a missed flight, the remembering self may label the entire trip a disaster. The remembering self gives disproportionate weight to peaks and ends. To make better choices for future happiness, think about what will create good memories, not just fleeting pleasure. So, our minds are riddled with biases, we are overconfident, and we are terrified of losses. It might sound like we are doomed to make poor choices forever, but here's the good news. Simply understanding these mental quirks is a massive step toward overcoming them. The goal isn't to eliminate System 1, impossible and exhausting. Learn when to trust your gut, and when to slow down and engage System 2. Recognize situations where you're prone to mental traps. Always question your initial quick judgments, especially when stakes are high. Major financial decision: hiring a new employee, making a serious medical choice. Deliberately engage System 2. Don't just go with what feels right. Seek real data and statistics, not just compelling stories. Look up outcomes of similar projects for an outside view. Force yourself to consider the opposite and argue for it. Ask if a choice could be framed differently. Recognizing the frame shows objective facts. Reframing protects you from being manipulated by marketers, politicians, your own emotional reactions. Slow down. Question our assumptions and understand the stories our minds tell. We can navigate life with greater wisdom and make decisions that truly serve our long-term well-being.